Hi again.
Here we are again. Long time no see.
Yes.
Did you check your email? I sent you the phrases.
Yes.
Okay.
I just searching some information to write an informal.
Yes, I have. I've been working.
Yes.
But hold on.
I have several phrases to.
Yes, I have
write.
2 sample models as well that I'm going to send you. Maybe, okay, later. I'm preparing a few. Look,
Don't worry, Lucia.
but it takes me nothing. Okay, so I have 2
okay.
models here already. I will email them to you. Okay. So
Okay.
this is the example, and then the letter, very short. And this is a part of a letter in English. Pen friend, ¿vale? Pen friend, pen pal es lo mismo, el amigo por correspondencia. It's a similar thing. Okay, again, another short but easy letter. I can compile a few and send them to you. It's going to take me 10 minutes, and so you have at least one model that you can be based on. Okay, luego te lo mando, que lo estaba preparando. Okay, so Aroa, not here yet. Hold on, I'm going to stop sharing. And now again, seriously, I have so many tabs open, tantas pestañas, that sometimes I don't know what I'm sharing.
I'm going to close the door.
Okay, 2. Opening up the windows now because it's hot. We are moving to Benicassim on Thursday. I can't wait. I'm so looking forward because it's very hot in the house now. And especially with the computers and everything. Okay, like this. Okay, so do you remember what we talked about on Thursday? We started the unit about bad manners. Well, we started it 2 weeks ago, but and this was one thing we were talking about in the tutoria. You said something about education or something, and then I was thinking, okay, she's looking for, está buscando la palabra bad manners. Mala educación is bad manners. Okay, so things you shouldn't do when you are at the table or with some other people. Okay, or so we're continuing with that. Do you remember what was the words you had to? Am I recording? Yes. The words you had to remember for today?
I don't remember, but I think it was the difference between have to and must.
And must. And there was something else. Lo he visto antes, yeah, and I cannot remember now.
Something else.
Yes, there was.
People are.
People are. Lo he mirado antes and I cannot remember now. Okay, because I had another class this morning and I'm getting confused now. Okay. Vale, well, doesn't matter. It's in the recording, so. Yes, and Aroa's was. Que lo dijo, it's very easy, but bueno, doesn't matter. We talked about phones, about things that we find. Okay, and the structure was, I find it annoying when people, remember? It is annoying, or I find it annoying when people speak on the phone in the train or in public transport, or where they send messages in the cinema, things like that. Okay, this was the last thing we did, I think, about what annoys you or what you find annoying. Pues decir, it annoys me when people do that, or I find it annoying when people do this and this and that. Okay. We talked about pronunciation, silent letters like calm, design, talk, listen, walk. WR, remember the W doesn't sound, it's silent. You said all my life, I've said right. Okay, you can relax porque la W no suena. Okay, right, wrong, etc. And I think that was it. And then we saw the last part of Rob and Jenny. I think that was last class. The story. Okay, so we're continuing today with bad manners. This is a reading exercise. And we begin with some questions. Number one, when shouldn't you greet someone with a kiss? Do you know the verb greet? To greet?
To greet someone with a kiss. I don't know, but I can guess. No?
Yes, you can guess.
Say hello, no?
Exactly. To greet is to say hello. Yes, yes.
Hello.
So when shouldn't you greet someone with a kiss? When?
When is not a familiar person.
Okay. Someone you're not familiar with, or someone who's not a close friend. We wouldn't say familiar person. Someone who's not a close friend or a family member.
And
okay, when we have a COVID
person or a person you just meet.
Okay, yes, when there's a COVID pandemic.
Now is
okay. Yes, but this is something we do in Spain a lot. Like you're introduced to someone and you just kiss them immediately. And this is something people don't do in other countries. Okay. Now, what shouldn't you do on public transport? Things you shouldn't do on public transport.
What shouldn't you do on public transport? I think we shouldn't to talk loud, to speak.
We shouldn't
speak louder.
Yes, loud or loudly. We shouldn't speak loudly. Yes. Yes, exactly. Remember, I'm just again linking with last class. Modal verbs, one of the things they have in common, they're not followed by an infinitive with to. Okay, so must, should with a verb. Okay, yes, you shouldn't
speak loudly because you can't annoying the rest.
You can annoy
the rest of people or the rest passengers.
The rest of the passengers, yes, that's right. Yes, and they may not be interested in your life. Okay. Should you recline your seat on an airplane?
Should you recline your seat on an airplane? I think you can recline your seat, but you have to demand it.
Not demand. Ask.
You have to ask for the other person if it doesn't matter.
Okay, if they're okay, if they don't mind, if they don't mind, remember, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but I don't mind. It doesn't matter, but I don't mind. Okay, yep. And when should you give up your seat on public transport? When should you give up your seat on public transport?
Give up your seat? Give up your seat. When? In my opinion, we should give up your seat.
Our seat. We should give up our seat.
When you see there are an older person, a person with not mobility.
Yes, with reduced mobility.
Or for instance, when there is a embarazada, preñada, embarrassing, pregnant,
a pregnant woman. Okay, when it's a pregnant woman. Yes, exactly. Yes. And should you ever start eating before everyone is served? Ever start eating before everyone is served?
I think we have to attend, ¿no? Esperar, ¿no?
That's French. ¿No? Attends, that's French.
Ah,
¿Tú has estudiado francés?
sí.
Attends is French.
You have to
Wait.
wait.
Es que lo que pasa, eso es ser políglota. Se mezcla todo. You have to wait.
You have to wait. All the people have the meal, no?
Yes.
In the plate.
The food on the plate, yes. The
in
meal
the
would be, meal
No,
es,
the
la,
food,
es
no,
la
the
comida en
food.
el sentido del acontecimiento.
Sure.
It's
The
an important
food.
meal. It's
The food in the plate.
the
Okay.
food on the plate.
And the
Okay.
meal is a meal, yes.
A meal is like a complete, like a meal, like a Happy Meal. Me piensa en Happy Meal de McDonald's, no sé si ha sido alguna vez.
Yes.
O meal times, okay? Meal times in Spain are different to meal times in England. We have lunch earlier and later and etc. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, and also just going back to this, last week we talked about difference between must, have to, should, needn't, the value of those modal verbs with in relation to obligation, no need, etc. ¿Te acuerdas?
Mm-hmm.
In our one-to-one class, we have talked about must for deduction, okay? So yeah, you've been working for 12 hours. You must be very tired. You must be exhausted. I am making a deduction based on something that I know, based on some evidence, okay? So must can be used for deductions and also for obligation when it comes from outside, an external rule. Remember, that was the small difference, okay? Mm-hmm. So, okay, today we start with a reading exercise. Debrett's Guide to Modern Dilemmas. Before we read the text, I just want to mention, I don't know if you know, I know because I have been listening to the radio and I've been translating about this. This year is the Platinum Jubilee. Have you heard? Of the Queen. Okay, this weekend, actually, they're doing celebrations. Okay, 70 years that she's been on the throne, that she's been the Queen. Is the oldest reigning queen in the British monarchy. Okay, so it's a big thing in the UK. So, can you start reading? Debrett's
is a British publisher which specializes in books about modern manners. For nearly 100 years, Debrett's handbook has advice. Oh, I missed the text.
Okay, vale, es que pasa que estoy pensando que tengo un segundo. Tengo el móvil en la cocina y a ver si ha dicho algo Aroa. But you can keep on reading in silence if you like, or you can. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, se ha contestado. She'll connect in 10 minutes or so. Okay, so go on. Oh, there she is. Es que me acordé de repente y el móvil siempre lo tengo aquí y hoy no. And that's why. Okay, welcome, Aroa.
Hello.
I just saw your text, okay? I didn't have my phone with me. So we're reading a text about modern dilemmas, okay? And we've just read like a few lines, right? Can you just continue from here, choose?
Yes.
Or from wherever you were?
Debrett's handbook has advised the British public on social etiquette, that is, how to behave in social situations. The handbook receives more than 10,000 inquiries a year. Joe Bryant, editor of the handbook, said, "The number of inquiries we receive demonstrates that manners are still hugely important, hugely important to people. The key is to always consider those around you."
Around you. We're talking about manners, okay, Aroa? Still in this section about bad manners, in this case, manners, good manners. So, can you continue, Aroa, please? The most frequently
asked questions have changed a lot over the years. In 1994, one of the most common questions was, "What should you do if you meet the Queen?" And in 2004, people asked, "Is it acceptable? Okay. Is it acceptable to ask for money as a wedding present?"
Wedding present, okay. It's very difficult that you find that you bump into the Queen on the street, but yeah. Okay, go on. Deborah, Aroa?
Deborah has given us a preview of its latest guide to good manners, which answers some of the questions that most trouble the British public today.
Okay, choose. Social greeting.
Social greeting. Kissing. Many people are unclear on the subject of social kissing. Debrett's advice is that kissing is not appropriate in many professional situations. On the whole, it should only be used among friends, but not on a first meeting. An air kiss without contact may seem rude or impersonal, so very slight contact is best, but not sound effects are needed.
No sound effects are needed, okay?
But not sound effects are needed.
Okay, so, and clear, and we say appropriate. Aroa, eating?
Eating and putting on makeup on public transport. According to Deborah, you should avoid both. It's inconsiderate to eat smelly.
Inconsiderate.
Okay. It's inconsiderate to eat smelly food in a closed environment, and applying makeup on public transport makes you appear disorganized.
Okay.
Disorganized,
yes. Like messy, like you didn't have time to put your makeup on at home, so you're quickly doing it on the train, okay? Just may not give you a good impression on you. I don't know. Choose.
Reclining your seat on airplanes. This is a common problem. Deborah say that it's selfish to recline your seat during short daytime flights. When traveling by plane, always stay within your own space and don't monopolize the armrest. Also, avoid kicking the back of the seat in front of you or using it to help you stand up.
Okay, avoid kicking the back of the seat in front of you or using it to help you stand up. Okay, for now, I want you to ignore the parts in yellow, which I think they're not difficult to understand, but we will work on them later. But if you have any other questions on vocabulary or grammar pronunciation, you can ask me while you're reading, okay? If you don't say anything, this is yellow, so we'll talk about it later. We'll discuss the parts that are highlighted yellow. Aroa, giving up?
Yes, I need a second because my daughter needs a thing. I come back now.
Go, don't worry. You can go on reading. Choose giving up.
Giving up your seat on public transport. In a recent experiment, only 20% of London Tube passengers offered to give up their seat to a visibly pregnant woman. According to Debrett's passengers should always offer to give up their seat to any individual who is pregnant, elderly, or clearly in need. It is important to remember, however, that it is also rude to aggressively decline the offer of a seat.
Aggressively. Comes from aggressive is the adjective, aggressive. So aggressively decline
the offer of a seat.
Okay. The elderly, this is something you were saying before. You said old person. Okay, so old might sound a little bit
expensive.
Yes. So elderly would be una persona mayor, no vieja. Okay, so to give up your seat to an individual, a person who is pregnant, elderly, or clearly in need, who needs to sit down. Aroa, eating?
Eating before everyone is served. The final question is one that we've all asked ourselves. Is it rude to start eating at the table before everyone else has been served? Derek says that the simple answer is yes, unless the host or hostess, or in a restaurant, the other dinners, gives the permission for people to start.
Okay. The other, diners. Okay. We say dinner with double N, but we say diner with one N. Okay. Normally, there is a rule in pronunciation, which, it happens, it works most of the time. When you have only one consonant, okay, very often this is a diphthong, diner, A-I, diphthong, okay? If we write two N's, como la cena, we say dinner, okay? So this is one very general rule, but this is how it works. Okay, so, hold on, So we read the article, and now we want to look at the highlighted phrases, the ones we just skipped and I didn't explain. And I want you to explain to me the meaning of these phrases in your own words. So kissing is not appropriate in many professional situations. What do you think it means? Choose. It's quite clear, but in your own words.
Yes. In Spain, we used to kiss.
We used to?
We used to. No?
Used to in the past?
No. We usually.
Used to is past.
Used to is past. Okay. We usually kiss all the people, but it's something peculiar of the Spanish culture, but it's not appropriate in relationships with unknown people.
People you don't know, yes, and especially at work. That's why it says professional situations, okay?
Work because it's not professional.
I want you to pay attention to the spelling of these two words. One is appropriate. Look at this. Es esta una R que se cuela aquí, ¿vale? Que en español escribimos apropiado y en inglés es appropriate. This is why I always tell my students, okay? And the other word is demonstrate. Demostrar has an N, which we don't have in Spanish. We say demostrar, in English, demonstrate. Okay, so just pay attention to those two. Demonstrate and appropriate with an R. Aroa, can you explain this phrase? It's inconsiderate to eat smelly food in a closed environment.
Okay. The meaning is that is you can disturb other other persons if you eat something that is very the smell is not is strong
Has a
or
strong smell. Okay. We could say instead of if it's inconsiderate, we could say it's a lack of respect.
yes.
Okay. And of course, it can disturb other people if it's a very strong smell. Okay. Now, this is the one you didn't understand. Choose don't monopolize the arm rest. Any idea what that means? What the arm rest is in the context of a plane and a seat?
The armrest is the seat, no?
No.
The seat or no?
It's very descriptive. The arm rest is the
Yes.
part of the seat.
Yes, the part of the seat where you left your arms.
Where you rest your arm.
Your arms.
Donde descansas, apoyas, okay? It's the part of the seat where you rest your arm. The arm rest. We call it el brazo, no? In Spanish. El brazo del... Okay, so don't monopolize it. Can you explain?
Yes, because when you are sitting in the airplane, your armrest is close to the second, no, the second seat, and you have to leave space to the leave space to the other person.
Yes, exactly. Okay, don't put your arm on the other person, on the next passenger's armrest. Just stay in your own space. Okay. And it's also rude to aggressively decline the offer of seats. Aroa.
It's if someone offers a seat in a bus or on the underground, is that if you don't want to accept the offering, it's better to say no, but in a good manner.
What's the opposite of rude? What's the opposite of rude?
Yeah, kind. Or
Kind, you could say kind. Kind would be like amable. You could say polite. Politely, you can politely decline. Okay, you can in a polite manner.
UK word, polite.
Oh yes, they're very polite. Or they're said to be very polite, but not always. Okay, and then unless the host or hostess, or in a restaurant, the other diners, give the permission for people to start. I think this is quite easy. Choose.
Yes. You can start eating if you get the permission of the rest of the people.
Yes.
Sitting in the table.
Sitting at the table. Very good. The rest of the diners, los comensales, okay?
Diners.
Yes, so, I don't know. Do you agree with the advice in general? Do you think her reasons are good ones, Aroa? Yes?
I have two questions.
Okay, shoot.
Yeah. One is you can use both molestar is bother.
To bother, yeah. Sorry to bother you.
Bother? You
Yes.
can say that you can bother someone with your food or with your...
Yes, you could say that, yeah. To bother and disturb. They're very, very similar in meaning, yeah.
Okay. And the other one,
I have heard, sorry to bother you, sorry to disturb you, yeah.
You've
forgotten the other one?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your general impression? Do you agree generally with what they say? Which things you don't agree with? You do? You agree?
In general, yes.
Okay. Instead of in general, we can say what? Además de en general, podemos decir. We learned other phrases the other day, I think.
Yeah.
when talking about stereotypes.
On the
whole, yes.
On the
We can
whole,
say,
yes.
on the whole, yes, I agree. Anótatela, choose, muy bien.
Yes,
on the
yes.
whole,
For the
generally
second.
speaking, okay,
Or
in
generally
general,
speaking.
so you can vary, okay, your phrases. One thing before we proceed, before we continue, deudas que tengo con vosotras. One is, espera que lo encuentre ahora. De verdad, es que tengo tantas cosas aquí abiertas. I'm gonna start closing. Pero una era una deuda. Remember when we talked about comparatives?
Yes.
I said there were a few. Es que creo que solo me deja compartir. A ver. There were a few words. Se las tenía preparadas y abiertas y ahora no me aparecen. Okay. I've got everything ready and now I cannot find it. Qué rabia me da. Ah, vale, aquí. Okay, yes. Can you see this? Aroa?
Yes.
This is regarding one question you asked me about clever. Can I say cleverer and more clever? I think that was the word. You said, I think I've seen the two. And I said, yeah, there are a few adjectives which can take a double comparative form. Okay? Generally, we add ER to short adjectives or EST, and we add more and ER to long adjectives, okay? But there are a few exceptions, like special adjectives like these ones: clever, common, likely, pleasant, polite, quiet, simple, stupid, subtle, sure, where you can say cleverer or more clever, commoner or more common, likelier or more likely, pleasant or more pleasant, politer or more polite, quieter or more quiet. Creo que era esta o era clever la que preguntaste? Clever, okay, I think my memory is still good. Simpler or more simple, stupider or more stupid, subtler or more subtle, shorter and more sure. Generally, the second form is preferred. Okay, with more and yes. But just so that you know that this is because you asked me and I remembered having read somewhere that yes, in some cases, the two forms are possible. So don't memorize the list, but if you ever see these other forms, just be aware, you know, oh yes, some adjectives have two possibilities. This is okay. Normally in an exam situation, they would not ask you this unless it's like maybe a C1 or C2 level. They would not go to exceptions, okay? But I just felt I had to answer your question, Aroa.
Yes.
Okay, so just these few questions. And then, okay, another, okay, again. And then we'll talk about homophones again, but I'm just going to continue with the lesson. I don't want to go too much away from the topic. Okay, so more questions for you to speak. Aroa, how do you think it's appropriate to greet a male or female friend?
To greet?
To greet. Choose. Can you explain to Aroa? That's because you were late.
To greet means the same of say hello.
The same as, okay?
The
different
same
from,
as,
similar to, the same as.
The same as say hello.
To say hello, maybe you may see in some Christmas cards sometimes season's greetings.
Greetings.
Have you seen that? Greetings, okay?
Yes.
So how is it appropriate to greet a male or female friend?
Most of the manners are appropriate with a friend, no? I think you can
with
say
a friend, yes.
Hello, hi,
Yeah, I think this refers more to like kissing, hugging, shaking hands.
Okay.
Okay.
So, or no, checking hands is not.
Hugs,
Not usually. We not usually.
unless it's what? Choose if it's
Is
a good friend. What's another word for good friend?
Good friend.
What's another word for good friend? How would you say amigo íntimo?
Close friend.
A close friend. If it's a close friend, maybe you hug. Okay? But generally, yes. Okay.
your hug or your kiss.
Or kiss on the cheek. Okay.
Or kiss.
What else do you think people shouldn't do on public transport? We heard about putting makeup on, eating smelly food. What else should people not do on public transport? Choose. Or what do I?
I think people shouldn't speak loudly on public transport.
Okay. On the phone or with each other?
Yes.
Okay. How about taking your shoes off? Have you seen people taking the shoes off on the train or on the bus? Taking the shoes off.
Taking the shoes off. No, it's not.
It's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate. Okay. We're talking about smelly food, but smelly feet.
Smelly feet.
That could be another problem. Okay. I'm gonna skip these questions a little bit. Do you think manners are important, Aroa? Yes, no, and why?
I think manners are important in specific situations. But for example, I agree with most of the things that the test said before.
Yes.
But there are manners for me that are not so important. For example, is to kiss someone in your job or in your work. I sometimes speak slowly. Sometimes you are not you're not aware that you are speaking slowly or loudly. Sorry.
Loudly.
Or yes.
Yeah, it all depends on the context. I think as long as
Yeah,
you.
it depends on the situation.
I think it's a matter of respect. Okay. As long as you're considering other people, then that will be fine. Okay, so listening now. We've done some reading, some listening on the same topic. You're going to listen to a radio phone-in program about manners. What do you think a radio phone-in program is? Choose. What do you think that means?
Phone-in program?
A radio phone-in program. It's here. Radio phone-in.
Phone-in. An interview?
No. Aroa?
Yeah, is the program that the people call to the radio and say something. I say I want this.
Yes, they tell a story.
Their opinion.
So,
yes.
No, I want a song with.
Yes, so maybe there is a topic of the day, they launch a question and people just call and say what they think, okay? So we're gonna listen and I want you to make notes about the three people's problems with rude relatives, okay? Rude, the opposite of polite. So we have Belinda, Damien and Miranda. Belinda has problems with her mother-in-law. Damien has a problem with his brother. And Miranda's got a problem with her nephew, okay? ¿Cómo decimos sobrina?
Niece.
Niece. Nephew is the boy and niece is the girl. Okay, I have a nephew and a niece. Okay, so just jot down 1, 2, 3, and just make sure you write down what the problem is.
4.9. 1.
She's a nice woman, don't get me wrong, and on the whole we get on well, but one thing she does, which I think is really rude, is that whenever she comes for a meal, she criticises my cooking. I'm not a professional, obviously, but I think I'm a pretty good cook, and it really annoys me, especially after I've spent hours making something really nice.
2.
Well, he lives in London and he likes coming up to stay from time to time, which is great, but he's just phoned me saying he's coming next month and he's bringing his new dog. I know he's just got this dog and he's very keen on it and doesn't like leaving it alone, but it's still a puppy, and my girlfriend and I aren't very into dogs. Also, we've just redecorated our house and we've done a lot of work on the garden, and I'm pretty sure the dog's going to destroy them both.
3.
He's 8 years old and his parents don't give him any rules, so he's really wild, and whenever they come to our house he just shouts all the time, jumps on the furniture, makes a mess in the kitchen. He even writes on the walls. It's really exhausting, but my sister's very sensitive about me criticising her son, so generally I don't say anything. But I've reached the point where I'd almost prefer it if they didn't come round.
Yeah, what an accent. Okay. Do you need to listen to it again, or you got the idea, I think? More or less. Okay, let's see how much you understood, and then I'll play it again because it's not very long. What is Belinda's problem with her mother-in-law? Choose.
I think she said that when she's arrived to her home, he cooked a lot in her kitchen.
You have very good imagination. Choose, but that's not what she said. Aroa, did you get it? On to you, Aroa.
I understood that her mother-in-law is
Criticizes?
Criticizes Belinda as a cook.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like it's not is a bad cook.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she said Belinda that she spent a lot of time cooking, and then when she arrives and say that the
food is not good. Mm-hmm.
Food is not good. I guess she felt disappointed.
She gets annoyed or disappointed. Okay, yes. We'll listen to it later. Choose again. Now,
Okay.
what's Damien's problem with his brother? Did you get this one, Choose?
Yes. The problem with his brother is that when he visits her brother, he come with her new dog.
Mm-hmm.
Dog.
Dog, bag, pig,
Dog.
big dog.
And he has recently decorated their home and their garden,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very worried because the dog can destroy everything.
Yeah, is it a big dog or a small dog?
It's a small dog.
Okay, we heard the word puppy. Okay,
Puppy.
Careful with the S in the third person for tomorrow, especially. Choose when he visits, when he comes. Okay, if you're speaking in the present, when he comes, when he visits, the S. Okay, yes, that's the problem. And what about Miranda, Aroa?
Her nephew, Miranda, explains that her nephew don't have rules, and he's very wild.
Yes.
And I think that Miranda explained that jam in the kitchen or something like this, or several things that the nephew do.
Does, okay? Also careful with the S. Okay? He doesn't have any rules, or the parents don't give him any rules, and he is wild. Exactly, that's what they say. He makes a mess in the kitchen, and he's okay. So, and then what about the sister, Miranda's sister? She's very what?
I do not understand.
Okay. I want you to pay attention to a couple of things that we have seen in class. One is who says on the whole, because it's something they say. I think one of them says on the whole.
Yeah.
Somebody says to be keen, ¿qué preposición lleva?
On.
On. To be keen on. Somebody uses this expression, okay? We are keen, or I'm not keen, or she's keen on something, okay? And then how does Miranda describe her sister? Okay, in character. So let's listen again. You make sure to listen to the story in number 1, choose, okay? And then pay attention to these 3 things, okay? Who says on the whole, who uses keen on, and what about? And what is Miranda's sister like?
4.9. 1.
She's a nice woman, don't get me wrong, and on the whole we get on well, but one thing she does, which I think is really rude, is that whenever she comes for a meal, she criticises my cooking. I'm not a professional, obviously, but I think I'm a pretty good cook, and it really annoys me, especially after I've spent hours making something really nice.
2.
Well, he lives in London and he likes coming up to stay from time to time, which is great, but he's just phoned me saying he's coming next month and he's bringing his new dog. I know he's just got this dog and he's very keen on it and doesn't like leaving it alone, but it's still a puppy, and my girlfriend and I aren't very into dogs. Also, we've just redecorated our house and we've done a lot of work on the garden, and I'm pretty sure the dog's going to destroy them both.
3.
He's 8 years old and his parents don't give him any rules, so he's really wild, and whenever they come to our house he just shouts all the time, jumps on the furniture, makes a mess in the kitchen. He even writes on the walls. It's really exhausting, but my sister's very sensitive about me criticising her son, so generally I don't say anything. But I've reached the point where I'd almost prefer it if they didn't come round.
Okay, better this time? Choose?
Yes.
Okay, who says on the whole?
On the whole, Belinda.
Belinda, what does she say? On the whole, what? Si no la habéis cogido.
The whole that she's the mother-in-law is the relation is good.
Yes, exactly. She says, on the whole, we get on well. On the whole, we get on well. So we have a good relationship, generally. It's only this thing. Okay? Who says keen on? Who uses that expression?
Damien.
Damien. And what does he say?
I don't remember.
It's very kind on it.
Keen, no kind. Keen on it. Yes, they're very keen on it. Means they love their puppy. They love the dog. They're very keen on it. Le tienen mucho cariño. Okay, they're very keen on it. But then his boyfriend and him, Damien, he says, we are not into dogs. We are not into dogs. Like my brother and the girlfriend, okay, they're very keen on it, but we are not into dogs. We don't like dogs much. To be into something is the opposite. It would be like to be keen on something, okay? And what is Miranda's sister like? How does he describe her?
I didn't understand
No, choose.
the word like fanatic, but it's not fanatic.
No,
Permissible or algo
no,
así.
no, 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 no. She's
I
very.
think, the meaning is that the Miranda cannot say anything about her nephew. No,
Exactly. Yes.
Her sister doesn't like it, but
Exactly.
but the word.
Okay, my sister's very sensitive about me criticizing my nephew. She's very sensitive about me criticizing my nephew. Okay, she doesn't like it when I criticize the boy. Okay, so but two things we learned on the whole and keen on, hablando de preposiciones, to be keen on, to be fond of. Acordaos de esas dos emparejadas. Okay, to be keen on is to like more for people or animals, more like como tener cariño, and to be fond, well, no, both would be, they're very similar in meaning, really. Okay, so what advice would you give to the first caller? Choose to Belinda.
I don't know what I have to do to read.
Advice? No. What advice would you give to Belinda, the first caller? If you had to give her some advice.
The first column.
Sí, Belinda, la primera que ha llamado.
The first.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. The advice I would give her is that it's difficult to say in English.
Yes.
No,
and even in Spanish.
No, don't pay attention of the commentary of the mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, yes. Any other ideas, Aroa?
I think she can say to her mother-in-law that this is she doesn't like that the mother-in-law says, I don't know what to say. I think that Belinda can explain to her mother-in-law that she tried, don't say this type of comments or something like that.
Okay, you think she should try?
Well.
She should try and be honest with her. Tell her that she doesn't like being criticized, maybe. Okay. The purpose of this exercise, apart from the ideas, is that you use should and ought to for advice. Okay. Hemos visto la semana pasada must, have to, needn't, those modal verbs. Now, for giving advice and recommendations, usually we say should, shouldn't, and also ought to. Vale. Ahora lo veréis. Any ideas for Damien and the brother?
The same, no?
Same thing, honesty.
Yes, for me is my rule in my life.
Yes, being honest.
But being honest, but not rude. I mean,
I know.
Honest, but kindly, no, or with.
I understand. Yeah.
But okay, the same you can. For me, Damien should say to his brother that maybe it's not a good idea come with his dog.
With the dog, yes. And maybe not the right time either, when they just painted the house or redecorated. Okay, so instead of doing the third one, we're going to listen to some advice that people, Sarah, I think she's the conductor of the program, gives to these three colors. Okay, so we're going to listen and you have to fill in the gaps now, this time. Okay, let's read, choose. Can you read the first two and we'll listen later? But I think
You ought to be the one.
Okay, ought to is the same as should. ¿Esto lo hemos visto?
To, sí.
No, yes, ought to. You ought to, you should. Number 2.
You shouldn't because she won't change her opinion.
Okay, now advice for Damien. Aroa.
I think you should politely but directly.
Directly,
Direct.
And 4.
To be honest, you don't really have to.
Choose Miranda.
You must, before their next visit, explain that he has to a bit when he's visiting. You mustn't.
Whatever. Okay, so listen up and fill in the gaps. So just write one from 1 to 7 and the words, the missing words.
4.10. Belinda. 1.
I think you ought to be the one who behaves well.
2.
You shouldn't argue with her because she won't change her opinion.
Damien. 3.
I think you should politely but directly say how you feel.
4.
To be honest, you don't really have to give a reason.
Miranda. 5.
You must speak to his parents before their next visit.
6.
Explain that he has to calm down a bit when he's visiting.
7.
You mustn't write on the walls.
Okay. So, what's number 1, Aroa?
I think you ought to be the one to behave well.
The one who behaves.
Who?
The one who behaves well. Okay. Choose.
You too.
No, I don't get it.
Okay, you didn't get it. I didn't get
I
it.
didn't get it.
Aroa?
No, me either.
You shouldn't, I think she says you shouldn't argue with her.
Argue.
To argue, to have an argument, okay, is to fight verbally. Okay? Remember that discuss no es discutir. Discuss in English is just to talk. It's a false friend. So discuss would be to speak and discutir is to argue. So you shouldn't argue with her because she won't change her opinion. She's an old woman. You won't change her mind. Just, ignore it. That's what you said. Just choose. Now for Damien, choose. Do you have number 3?
I think you should politely and directly. It said how you feel.
Say how you feel. Yes.
Say how you feel.
Say how you feel. Aroa?
To be honest, you don't really have to give a reason.
Give a reason, okay? Again, we're playing with ought to, should, don't have to, so it's not necessary, okay? Miranda, choose.
You must speak to her parents. No?
Yes. Speak to his parents, I think. It's a
To his
nephew.
parents. Yeah.
Before the next visit. Aroa?
But I think here, I was thinking about this. In the column of Miranda's problem with her nephew.
Yes, her nephew,
Okay.
because it's of her, es de ella. El sobrino es de ella. But his parents son los padres de él.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Explain that he has to calm down a bit when he's visiting.
Okay, did you notice how she pronounces calm? No L? To calm down a bit. Calm down. We saw this last week. To calm down a bit. Calm down. Relax a little bit, okay? And you mustn't choose.
Write the rules, something like this.
Right, yes, something like that. Aroa?
You mustn't. Write on the rule.
Write on the
rule.
walls.
Ah,
This boy, he jumps on the furniture.
okay.
He writes on the walls.
Madre mía.
He makes a mess in the kitchen. Okay, he's a bit of a very wild, I would say. Okay, let me check, because I don't want to start with this. Okay, so we're going to read a questionnaire now. There's a bit of speaking and reading, both. And tell me what you think. If you think it's good manners, bad manners, or not important, okay? Again, this is just an excuse to keep on reading about the topic, learning more language, more vocabulary. Not important if we agree or not on if it's good manners or bad manners. So, when greeting people, choose.
When greeting people, use more formal language when speaking to an older person.
Good manners, not bad manners, not important. What do you think?
For me, it's good manners. Yes.
Good manners. More formal when you're speaking with an older person. Okay. Well, this is, I don't know why, right or wrong. I don't think. Show answers? Hold on. Okay. Of course, there's no right or wrong. That's why it doesn't let me.
It's
just an opinion. Okay. Yes, Aroa.
Kiss somebody on both cheeks when you meet them for the first time. Here is a good manner, but in UK, I don't know.
Yeah, in UK it's very strange. I wouldn't say it's bad manners, but they wouldn't like it. They shake hands. Okay, when you're introduced to someone, they give you a hand. So I wouldn't say bad manners, but it's very strange.
Okay.
Choose.
Use your partner's parents' first names.
In Spain?
In Spain, I think it's a good manner.
First name. I don't know what.
First name is
Pepe, Paco, Maria.
Yes, no?
It's
a good manner. Here.
Yes, Aroa. I think it's not important.
Not important.
Yeah,
I think it's the common thing.
That's what we do normally. Yes, it's not good manners or bad manners. It's just not important. Okay. Whereas in the UK it would be nice to meet you, Mr. Smith. Okay, so and then they say, please call me John. Okay, but for the first time, just say Mr. something until they allow you to use their first name. Okay. Now, men and women, a man should choose.
A man should pay for the meal on a first date. I think is not good manner and bad manner. Is not important.
Not important. Yes, I agree. Aroa.
Yes. Hold the door open for a woman or wait for her to go through the door first. Hold the door open. Wait for her.
To go through the door first. Hold the door for her.
Nowadays, is not important. I think it's a thing that was a good manner, but now is not.
Yes, I think
nowadays depends.
Depends of the other person.
Yes, yeah, I think people still do it and it's considered good manners. But if you don't do it, I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't think it's bad manners. It's just he's a man, I'm a woman. We are the same.
I think it's a good manner if the woman is a elder woman.
Is older than the man. Yes, in that case, yes. But I would hold the door for an old man as well. So
yes.
Okay.
But,
accompany a woman home. Good manners, bad manners, not important.
For me, it's a good manners because I think it's important her security in good times.
Yes, but I don't think it has to do with manners. It's more like safety.
Safety, yes.
Yeah, sadly, por desgracia, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as I said, this is not an English exercise. I mean, it's just about an opinion, but the good thing is that I want you to learn how to say, for example, sujetar la puerta, to hold the door and wait for her to go, things like that, or accompany, okay? You can accompany someone, or you can, lo que dicen mucho también es, I will walk you home. Come on, I'll walk you home. Te acompaño a casa. Very often they say, I'll walk you home. Como que iré caminando contigo hasta casa. Come on, I'll walk you home. Okay, accompany is a bit more formal. When you're invited to somebody's house for a meal, Aroa?
Take a present.
Present, bottle of wine.
For me, it's a good manner.
Good manners.
It's very common. Also.
It's very common, yes. Choose?
Take your shoes off when you arrive. It's bad manner, but I think in other countries it's a costume.
Yes, it's a custom.
It's custom because he take off their shoes.
Yes.
For safety.
For safety.
Don't walk with the shoes of the street into the home.
Exactly, yes. And also in many European countries, they have a rug or a carpet. Okay, so to protect the, yes, it's good manners to just leave your shoes outside, but not in Spain. This is not something you would do.
In Spain.
No. Criticize the food. Aroa?
Bad manners.
Bad manners, yes. Send a message the next day to say thank you.
It's a good manner, yes.
Good manners, and I think it's a very nice gesture.
Very nice, yes.
Now, when you're having a meal with friends in a restaurant, Aroa, vamos Aroa, you do all of these block and choose you do all of this block, okay? It'll be easier.
Complain that the food isn't very good. I think it's not important.
It's not a matter.
It's not a,
it's not a matter of manners, not a question of manners.
Insist on only paying for exactly what you ate or drank when the bill is being divided up. Bad manner for me, but is not nice. And be very affectionate with your partner. The same.
Did you understand? Be very affectionate with your partner?
Yes.
To be kissing like people on the table and you're like kissing all the time, okay? Bad manners, okay. And social networking sites?
Post a photo or video clip of a friend without asking your permission, bad manners. And make a negative comment about somebody's photo, bad manner for me. To post a private message or conversation, bad manner too.
Bad manners, yes, bad manners. There's Data Protection Act here, the Data Protection laws, okay? You shouldn't post people's messages. Okay, just a summary of things that you would use to say what you think is right. I don't think people should, okay? I think also you can say, I think it's rude con adjetivo, I think it's rude, I think it's selfish, I think it's inappropriate, I think it's bad manners, ¿vale? En plural, bad manners. Es de mala educación, is bad manners. Es de buena educación, is good manners. He oído manner por ahí, not in the singular, okay? I don't think it's important, I don't think you have to. I hate it when, I don't mind it, it really annoys me, or I find it annoying. So all these things you could use to talk about what you think is right or wrong. Okay? Remember, I don't think people should with the verb should or ought to. It annoys me, I find it annoying, or with an adjective. I think it's rude, selfish, inappropriate, whatever. Okay? I was thinking for the last part that we don't start the next block today. I'm going to do an exercise with homophones first, and then we can watch again the first part of the Job and Jenny story. Okay, because I just don't like to finish a file, to begin a file for the last 20 minutes of the class. So, not this one. Okay. Okay, here. Okay. Now, well, ignore what you have at the top. But this is a list I made a while ago. It was supposed to be an exercise for class. I don't know if it's too small. Okay, let's see how many you can fill in, okay? Or how many you can think of. In some cases, there are 3, but normally there are only 2 homophones, okay? So we have the first one, I'll. Do you know the meaning of both? Yes? Can you think of a homophone of 8, the past of eat?
The number.
Number 8, exactly. Okay. Bee. Do you know what a bee is?
Yes.
Yes, an insect that makes honey. Yes.
Make honey. Bee.
A homophone for bee?
B.
Bee, bee, bee. 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 No?
Yes, yes.
Bee.
To be, yes. To
Okay.
be.
I'm the same thinking.
Now, blue, another word that sounds exactly the same as blue.
Blue.
Aroa?
No.
No? Okay, what's the past of the verb to blow?
Blow.
Blow, blue.
Blue.
Spelled like this. Okay?
No.
No, blue, blue.
Blue.
Acuérdate ahora que es como el color azul. Blue, blue.
Blue.
Blue, blue. Okay? Same sound.
Blue. The candles.
I blew the candles, yes. Okay? Now, bye.
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 Bye bye, no?
Exactly, bye. Goodbye. Yes. Same pronunciation.
Bye and bye.
So the next one.
Sorry. Tell? Yes?
Which one?
Sell. Shell.
De vender. O no.
Exactly. Sell. Si es un verbo, me decís sell, sold. Y así sé que es el verbo. Okay. Sell. Do you know the meaning of sell? The first one? Aroa, you know for sure?
Yes.
Being a biologist? Aroa froze. Ah, no.
I know. I know the word, but cellular.
Cellular. Okay, yes. Send. Okay, here I have given you the 3. Send, as in 5 cents, €1, 3 cents, €1, 50 cents. Okay. Send is what? The second one.
The past. Send.
Yes. Send. And this send, pronounced exactly the same.
And
Send.
Scent of a Woman. That was a film, I think. It's an odor, a smell, a good esencia de mujer, una película conocida. Scent of a Woman. Yeah, so scent. But it's pronounced the same. Aunque ves la SC, it's just like scent, same pronunciation, okay?
Dear?
Yes. Dear, in what context?
Dear friend.
Dear friend, yes. And what is dear?
I don't know. Dear.
Dear.
Dear. Is saber?
No. It's a noun, it's an animal.
Animal.
Yes, deer or reindeer. Bambi was a deer, I think. Or Rudolph. Rudolph is a reindeer, un reno, but it's a kind of a deer. Okay? Deer. Now we have die, you know, to die. And what does die mean?
Die is
Die. To make a knock. Die. No.
No. Ah, ¿por las camisetas lo dices?
Sí, die.
Vale. No, pero sí. No, pero sí. Die es...
It's a mark. No, no, it's not a mark. It's a...
Die. ¿Qué significa?
It's what you do with your hair when you begin to have gray hairs. Then you dye your hair. You put some color. You dye it.
Ah.
And what you do with the t-shirts, yes, you make a knot and then you dye it in ink, in color.
Teñir.
Teñir. Okay.
Die. Yeah.
Okay. Same pronunciation. Now, fair.
Fur. Fur.
Like fair, F-A-E-R.
Yes, the fair, the fanfare, okay, or a trade fair, una feria comercial, bueno, o justo también, it's fair, it's not fair, okay, and this fair?
No.
Destiny, no? Fair?
No, that's fate.
Fate, okay.
No, fair is like a fee, a price for something. A fare, the taxi fare.
Ah.
A fare is a price, a fare. Ok, flee. Aquí tengo duda ahora. O sea.
Flee.
Oh, yes, I know now.
Flee?
Do you know this flee? This is in the regular verbs list. Flee, fled is to escape, huir. Flee, fled. ¿Vale? Esta quizá no es tan útil, pero... And flea it's an insect, es una pulga. ¿Vale? Not very important, but son otras palabras que yo me sé, recuerdo porque hice este ejercicio en su momento. Si no, lo habría aprendido a lo mejor. Ok, flower.
Flower. Like a flower.
That's not explanation.
Flower? A ver, can you repeat?
Flower. What's the meaning of flower?
Flower?
What do you use flower for? Choose.
For present, no?
No, not this flower.
Flour. Flour to cook.
Okay.
To make bread.
Okay. To bake. Okay, flour.
Bake.
And the present is spelled how?
Present. EfL.
Vale. Okay, just to make you aware that they're pronounced the same. Flour and flour. Flour and flour. Same pronunciation. Okay. Flour. Va a ser más fácil ahora, ¿ok?
Sí.
¿No? Cuando quieres decir harina, piensas en flor y ya está.
Can you make bigger the
Of course. Yes. Like this. Es que el color no ayuda tampoco.
It's better, yes.
Okay. So flour and flour. Heel.
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 Do you know the meaning of heel, Aroa?
Is related with shoes?
Yes. And your foot. Yes, both. Can you walk on high heels? I cannot walk on high heels. I'm very clumsy. High heels. Shoes that have a very high heel and are very uncomfortable for me. Okay, heel. Puede ser tacón, but it's also the part of your foot. El talón. Heel significa talón y tacón, both. Okay. And do you know any other heel?
Heel. I don't know. This heel.
A little mountain?
No, because this is a short I. Hill. This is hill and this is heel. Heel. Esta no.
Heel.
Aroa, do you know?
It could be heel. Welcome to the hill. No, hill. No, because it's no.
Heal the world. Michael Jackson. Make another for you and for me and the entire human race. You know the song?
Yes, but heal the world.
Heal the world. Heal is to cure. When you have an injury, come on, I will heal your wounds. I'll heal you. Or you can heal like a broken heart. Is curar, to heal.
Curar.
Huh? Yes, curar, to cure, to heal.
Heal, related with
Yeah.
Sorry?
health. No, it's related with health.
Health. I don't know if they have the same root, but they have different pronunciation. I don't think so. Could be. Never thought about it. Lo investigo. Here.
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 Spell.
H-E-R-E.
Exactly. Here and here. Here and here.
Here.
Okay. Now, how do you pronounce this one?
Whole.
Whole. What other word you know
Whole.
sounds like whole?
We watched this for the last class.
Yes.
It's whole without the W.
Exactly.
Okay.
Same pronunciation. Whole and whole. Okay. Because this is a silent W. Now, hour. How do you pronounce hour?
Sorry, what's the meaning of the first one? Whole.
A hole? There's a hole in my shoe. Or there's a hole,
Dale.
an empty space in, okay? Un agujero.
Agujero, sí.
A hole.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hour?
Hour. Hour.
The same without H. Hour.
Our house.
Okay.
Our house. Okay? The hour, 2 hours, or our mother, our house. It should be pronounced the same. Exactly the same. Okay? New?
No, new.
Very good. New. No, new, known. New.
No, eso, no.
No, new, known. Okay. Not?
Not,
Spell it for me.
No.
K.
K-N-O-T.
Ok, aquí ha salido lo del not. Not dying o dying, no sé cómo se llama.
Tie-dye, I said when you make a note.
A not. Not note. Careful.
Not.
Exactly. Note es otra cosa. Sorry.
Not note.
Note. This is not note. This is not the same. Okay? Not. Made.
And what meaning of not? The
This
first
one? The first one?
Something you made with
With a piece of rope, for example, you can make a knot and you make it tight. Knot. When you want to tie something, okay, with some rope or a string or a thread, you can make, okay, you know these bracelets that children do, or they craft bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with different colors, like children, and then they make it, and then they have to make a knot so that you don't lose it.
Okay.
Un nudo. It's very difficult to explain. Un nudo. Okay. Made. A Handmaid's Handmaid's Tale. ¿Habéis visto el cuento de la criada? Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
Made.
Okay.
Oops. Maid is oh, perdón, sorry. Es criada, and it's also doncella, like an unmarried or a virgin woman in an like old, okay? That's a maid. Mail.
Mail, that like email.
Exactly, email. Yes, meet.
Met.
Very good. Yes.
Meet.
Piece.
Piece.
A piece of wood, a piece of paper.
Peace,
The opposite of
war,
war. Yes.
peace.
Okay.
Yes.
Peace.
Okay. Rain.
Rain,
Rain.
rain.
Sí, me decís rain, pero sí, rain. This is rain.
Weather,
Like the show of Creedence Clearwater. Have
Very
you ever
good.
seen the rain?
Yes, good. Rain
Sí.
and rain. Okay. A rain is another animal.
Rain. Rain is Rodolph, no?
Rudolph is a reindeer. So rain es un reno. Okay. Right.
right.
Right,
Right.
I
right,
think
bright, like bright, right, broad, writing.
written. Right. Wrote, written. Okay. So forget the W. Okay. Right. Right. And right. Rito. Un
Right,
rito.
Right.
Rito.
Okay. Derecha, derecho. Escribir and rito. Right. They all sound the same. Okay.
Yes.
Road.
Road.
Road,
Thinking now. I cannot remember. Road.
road is R-O.
Ah.
O
Yes.
A D.
D,
No?
yes. Road. And here we have three homophones, okay? Row is remar, to row.
Row.
Okay, this is not important, but road, and road is the past of what verb?
Right.
Right, road, written.
Written.
Right, road, written, okay? Sail,
Sail. Sail.
that's what you do on a boat.
Yeah.
Sail. Sail.
I guess it's something with a C, but I don't know the word.
No,
Say- No?
I don't know.
Say
like in the sail, okay? Sea,
C. See the sea, the river, the sea, the mountain.
very good. Sight,
Side.
The place.
yes, very good.
The other side.
The sites, okay,
the
o website.
Site.
Site, la vista, site, un sitio, and cite, citar, okay, like a
Not
quote.
date.
Citing,
Site.
not a date, but a site, like citing in bibliography or literature, or okay. Soul,
Sold.
So,
Sell.
no, there's no, you read sold, but there's no D, so it cannot be sold.
Sold.
no, it's the spiritual. I don't know what. Yeah, el alma, your soul.
How do you spell it?
Sold.
S-O-U-L.
And the music, soul music, okay, soul and soul. The first one means alone. I'm a soul trader, un empresario individual, or I'm a soul singer, or a soul, okay, I mean alone. Sun,
Some like something, no? Some.
no, that's some.
Some.
Some and sun, they don't sound the same.
Son is the daughter and son, your son.
Sun, yes, sun. Stare and stare. The stairs, stairway to heaven, stare, okay, and stare means. Esto es un verbo bonito. Stare es mirar fijamente. He was staring at me. Okay, stare is to fix your sight on something. Stare at something. Look at with a lot of attention and like looking at something. Okay, still.
I'm still here.
Still.
No.
No, is okay. Yeah, is
S-T-I-L-L.
still.
No. Es la que he puesto aquí, and this is a short vowel. Still. This is not. It's like hill. No.
Still.
To rob,
Ah,
to steal something. Okay. Tail.
and the second one, still.
Oh, steel is a metal, acero.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Tail.
Tail.
Tail. Tail.
Okay, it's time, but we're going to finish this. A tale, a
Tail.
story. Okay, through,
Through.
past of a verb. What's the past of throw?
Through.
Through.
Ah,
Throw, through, thrown.
ah,
Okay. Same, not through, same as through.
Through.
Okay. Waste.
Waste.
Waste. Okay, I'm giving you now because it's late. Wait and wait, esperar y pesar. Okay. Suenan igual. Weigh, perdón, peso. Weigh, que es pesar. Weight es el peso. And to weigh es pesar. O sopesar también, okay? Weigh, pronounced the same as weigh.
Way.
Weigh and weigh.
wait.
Weak, same as weak, the opposite of strong. Okay? And wood, yeah.
Good.
Wood.
Ah,
Okay?
Good. Okay.
I found it exciting when I learned about this because there's so many new words and then you pair words according to the pronunciation. So I think it's interesting. So with this, we finish this unit. We'll start with part B on Thursday. One word choose, one thing you're going to remember for tomorrow.
Oh,
She's having her exam tomorrow, Aroa, her B1.
it's tomorrow.
Mhm.
I thought will be on Thursday. Okay. It's tomorrow, okay.
Yes.
Good luck.
One thing, when you have many things to remember, don't worry, choose. Just be calm, okay? I'll send you a few letters for sample, the modelo, okay? And just let me know how it goes when you leave the exam. Aroa, one thing you're going to remember.
Mm,
One thing you've learned today with me.
yeah. I'm thinking of many things, right?
hablamos tanto y ya.
A word could be nephew.
Nephew, okay, nephew.
Yes.
It can be vocabulary or can be grammar or pronunciation or whatever,
Yes,
okay? So,
I
yes,
was thinking about grammar.
nephew.
Or
If you have
criticize. I like this, but I don't use this word.
criticize, okay. As I said, if you have a nephew, it's important that you know how to say nephew in English.
Nephew.
Sobrino. Y si no tienes sobrino, a lo mejor nunca te hace falta, pero... Okay, good. So I'm gonna leave you now. I'll see you on Thursday, and please let me know how.
But remember that I can attend class the Thursday because exam. I can't attend
Your exam is.
Thursday.
I thought
Not
it was tomorrow.
tomorrow,
Okay, I was thinking about
Thursday.
tomorrow. Okay. So, and it's yes, you will not.
Aroa will be alone with you.
Yes, okay, but it will have a one-to-one class, no problem. Okay, I was thinking tomorrow, I don't know why.
No,
Okay,
tomorrow.
well, but let us know
Okay.
how you do, okay? Let me know how you do it, and if you need anything tomorrow, just email me. I'll be at home all day until the evening when I have another class. So if you need anything, any questions, you ask me, okay?
Thank you very
And I'll
much.
see you on Thursday, Aroa.
See you next
See
week.
you and good luck. Choose.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.